Welcome back. Red Love Sports Talk, episode 156. And we playing basketball. NBA time. NBA time. Unfortunately, football is about to conclude. On our Raw episode on Friday night, we're going to give out our Super Bowl things and everything. So right now, we jumping into basketball right before the trade deadline. So thank you for watching on YouTube, listening on Anchor and Spotify. Checking out our Facebook page, our Instagram page, at Realism Pod on Twitter, and at Realism Sports Talk on TikTok. And TikTok, I want to thank all the new patrons who are supporting the channel. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And if you want to have your name on every show supporting our channel and you like what you see or like what you hear, check it out. In our every episode, we have the link in every episode, right, producer?
That's right. Description.
Descriptions in it. It's in the description. You know, we just getting into it. I told you we get better and better every time. The producer's always making this look good. Thank you and happy Black History Month. Nobody ever says that for February. What happened to Happy Black History Month? You know what I mean? I'm loving my Commanders. Love for the Black Mamba. All the love for my mama. Hey, I want everybody to keep my brother in their thoughts and prayers. You know what I'm saying? Adversity always strikes the strong. And my brother's definitely one of the strongest. So I know he's going to battle through all these different things. Because no adversity can stop you, Derek. We love you. You're a part of the family. That's him right there. There he is. Right there. He on the board, baby. You know what I mean? Because at Realism Sports Talk, we talk about sports from Hall of Famers to the local talent to the big time storylines. And as always, I got Jared, aka the producer, with me. Whether he's on the scenes or off the scenes, behind the scenes, he's giving us extra clean. And I'm Terrell, the host, coach with the most, winning every debate, and it ain't even close. But the big time storylines, producer, the big time storylines, LeBron James. And as a Spurs fan that you are, and as a Laker fan that I am, we've had some battles with LeBron James through the years. Unfortunately, just like one of the co-hosts on our Raw show, Brandon, he's a Laker fan like me, and his brother, who's also a co-host on the Raw show, Keith, he's a Spurs fan. So we got a whole lot of love, mostly hate for LeBron James. But today, I'm gonna show a little love for him because people kind of classify me as a LeBron hater. I don't understand it. I got LeBron's jersey right here. The two biggest things we're going to talk about is LeBron and Kyrie Irving with the trade deadline and all those kind of things. So I got my Irving high school jersey here. Of course, it's a little bigger because he was a Kobe guy. And then I got LeBron. I'm showing love for LeBron. I'm showing love. He's right there. But LeBron, kudos to you. You passed Kareem for the all-time scoring record. I mean, what stats haven't you mastered? What accomplishments won't you make at the end of your career? I mean, you're still going strong. Too bad you're still on my team. But you did win a ring in my man's passing and with the help of the government and the NBA with the bubble. I ain't going to take that away from you, but yeah. But you did need all that to win. But anyway, you did win on the passing of Kobe, so I appreciate that. But then we look at, the rest of it. You won 3 championships with 3 different organizations. You know what I mean? You're at the top of the assist category, scoring champion. You're going to be at the top of everything soon. In this video game age we're in, you create a player, 9 times out of 10, he's going to look like something like LeBron James. He's going to be big, gifted, run like a gazelle, strong, can do all these different things, great NBA mind. So, as much as this makes me sick, hold on, I got to get a drink before I say this. And this might make everybody that knows me and knows my history with LeBron and everybody knows how I feel about Kobe. Right now, I will say, not to mention the off-the-court greatness that he has, LeBron James is the best basketball player ever in the NBA. I know everybody in my circle is going to be bugging with those words coming out of my mouth. But everybody that does know me knows that I always have a catch to everything. So in my final Terrell's thought, We're going to see how that intertwines with everything that we're going to discuss. And we're going to finish with my final thought on LBJ. But right now, he is the best basketball player ever in the NBA. Ron James. You got that out of my mouth. Got that out of my mouth. And David, I know my boy David, who's dogged me, a Cleveland fan, he's probably jumping up and down right now. But as an AKA GM, you've had some hits and misses. I mean, with Miami, you got the whole league. I don't know how your salary cap got you all these Hall of Famers and everything. And you stole a ring from the Spurs with some lucky Ray Allen crap, which I'm kind of glad because Tim Duncan would have got 6 rings and Kobe only has 5. So I guess it kind of worked out. So I can still have my argument for Kobe over Tim Duncan. So I guess thank you for that one. Maybe, I don't know. But for this one's for you, Cleveland. Cool for you. You know, the NBA cheated, Draymond Green kicking you in your groin and all that. You crying. It's all kinds of suspect stuff. Whatever. Cool for you. And we already talked about the Bubble Boy ring that you got as a Laker. But AD was showing up in that bubble. But one place that AD didn't show up was when you hit your game-winning shot. We had everybody in the arena, everybody talking about it. And when I say everybody, it's more people that's like, you know, basketball stars that ain't really like, I don't know, they're more like celebrity type guys, like, we ain't got no hardcore like basketball dudes out there. But whatever. Respect to you, LeBron. AD was sitting down. That was supposed to be your boy that you traded our whole roster for. Our whole young roster. B.I., D-Lo, you know what I'm saying, Lonzo. We trading everybody. We trade Kuzma. Not Kuzma. I wish we could trade Kuzma and kept Brandon Ingram. But anyway, he's sitting down. And then we hear about the coach and Westbrook arguing in the locker room, and it's a big stuff going on during the game when he makes the shot. That shows me something that I'm going to hint to in the Terrell's final thought. But that also led to the trade, because the trade deadline ends tomorrow, and we were trying to see what's going to happen with different teams. We're going to go through the East and the West, the standings, what's going on, who's doing what, who needs to make a move, who doesn't. I'm already going to tell you, the Lakers made a move, we made a trade. But we knew it had to happen after these things just happened. It wasn't a trade LeBron wanted because he wanted Kyrie. And as you see Kyrie sitting here, he's in the news. Kyrie wanted to be traded again. People dog Kyrie. Kyrie gets a bad rap, I think. I know some of it's self-inflicted. He likes saying controversial things. But sometimes I think it's controversial just because we don't open our mind and think about what he actually saying and saying, could that possibly be true? Because it's different. We got to say that he's crazy. Sometimes the craziest things that people say might be the truest. They just don't want you to know that that's true, so they make it out that you're crazy. I'm just saying. That's kind of deep if you really think about it. But Kyrie is now a Maverick. When we get to the Mavericks, we do our discussion on the teams. We'll talk about the impact of that, good or bad or indifferent. But he said at times for the Nets, he felt like he was disrespected. People had a backlash on him like, what do you mean disrespected? They did everything for you. I tend to differ a little bit. So we talked about the vaccine. The vaccine was the biggest thing. New York had the mandate where you had to have the vaccine or you couldn't play. So he couldn't play home games. You know what I mean? He played his butt off on the road games, though. And then when they finally got rid of that ban, he showed up and showed out, even though they didn't win in the playoffs, which is the ultimate goal. Then he had the anti-Semitic stuff with the movie and everything. People going crazy on that. I kind of wonder if it was somebody else other than Kyrie, how big that would have been blown up. Sometimes I wonder about things like that. He took some time away, personal reasons. Those are type of things that happen too. But I also remember Dennis Rodman taking time away many times. And he was a Spur for you there, wasn't he there, Produce? Dennis Rodman?
Yep.
But with the greatest player ever, Michael Jordan, he left during the finals. He left and went to Vegas. Ain't nobody saying nothing about him. And he was as crazy as it came. He's still out here talking to Yonggi Kim in Korea and all the other things going on. But we let him get a pass. He messed with Madonna and Madonna's man. I don't know. He wore a wedding gown, but we let him go. I don't know. I think Kyrie gets a little bad rap sometimes. He requested a trade last year because they wouldn't give him a long-term contract. Then he said, you know what? I'm going to buy in. Of course, it was a lot of money. But he said, I'm going to bet on myself, and I'm going to show you what I can do. He's been killing this year. Killing. And KD, hurt again. Hurt again. He's been killing 30 points a game, doing all these things. And the Nets, without KD, without James Harden, who they had, with Ben Simmons being Ben Simmons incognito, not doing nothing, he want to just be pretty because he can't shoot, so he's scared to death. I don't know, his mind's all warped all everywhere. And they still fifth in the East. And when we get to the teams in the East and the West, you're going to see how important that is and how impressive that is to be fifth in the East. Fifth. And all he said was, let me get that long-term contract. We're at the halfway point. I think I earned it. The GM going to come back and say, I think it's going to be based on a championship, whether we give you an extension or not. What? A championship? Before you can get an extension? KD ain't won nothing. And you already gave him his extension. The first year he was on the team, he didn't play at all. He was out the whole year after getting hurt with Golden State. He didn't even play. And he got his extension, and he hurt again. He's hurt again. Kyrie's issue is Kyrie is Kyrie. He's just a self-made man. He just does his thing. He's mentally different, whatever. Nobody cares about when Phil Jackson's like that. Ain't nobody saying about Aaron Rodgers taking this four-day dark camp trip to determine what he wants to do with his life and all this going on, which we'll talk about on Friday. You know what I mean? And he's the biggest prima donna of them all. But anyway, so I'm kind of leaning towards the Kyrie feeling kind of disrespected sometimes because at the end of the day, regardless what he chooses to do in life, we're all individuals. That's what makes the world great. We're all different. We all have different mindsets, thought processes, and whatever. But one thing that you can't change or talk negligent about is his basketball skills. He is top 5 to 7 at the lowest you might go as far as best players in the league. He's probably the best little man since Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's probably the best finisher in the game. Clutch Gene. He won a ring for that so-called best player ever, LeBron James. And who did he call after that? Kobe. Not LeBron. He ain't hugging Kobe. Anyway, we'll get to that later on. But Kyrie, I'm with you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think some of the things you could have avoided. But why do you need to? We're our own people. People are going to take whatever you say the wrong way. It doesn't matter. So when we get to the Nets and we get to the Mavericks, we'll go deeper into that process of Kyrie Irving. So getting to it, let's start with the East since I talked about how big it was. I just saw the Boston Celtics play Philadelphia. Boston has the best record in the NBA. They got my favorite player, Jason Tatum, who is the protege of my guy, Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? As a Boston Celtic, and I'm a Laker fan, and he's my favorite player, that just tells you something right there. And as a Boston Celtic last year in the playoffs, Game 7, he wore that Kobe wrist, that elbow joint. That just shows you he don't care what Boston thinks about the Lakers, how he felt about Kobe. That's much respect. That's much respect. I'll tell you right now, Philadelphia is number 3. They had won 8 in a row, 8 out of their last 10. They were hot. Joel Embiid might be the biggest stud in the NBA as far as all talents included. I'll throw Giannis in there with it. Other people might put other people. But I think Joel Embiid is very underrated. I think that he could have won MVP twice already. And I thought they were going to go in there and beat Boston. I ain't going to lie. Especially Boston was missing their big guys. And honestly, Jason Tatum didn't have a great game. I think he only had 12 points. Team game. Malcolm Brogdon showed up. Other people showed up. They're number 1 in the East. And I don't know how deep they can go because I'm not as confident in the coaching. And I feel like that Marcus Smart, even though he wasn't there, he's got to, hopefully he has elevated his game to a next level. Like I said, I'm just getting back into basketball. When we do the show football, we are football guys, and we jump all into it. And it's funny how I skipped the number 2 team in the East because I feel like they're getting disrespected all year long. Did we forget they have a 2-time MVP, a world champion, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the Milwaukee Bucks, who are 37-17. They've won 8 in a row, and they've won 9 of their last 10. Did we forget how they call him the Greek Freak for a reason? He's probably the most unstoppable player in the NBA right now. Him and Joel Embiid, I think they're neck and neck, and it could be a clash in the playoffs. Um, that's how tough the East is right now. I just named 3 teams that can win it all. So when I said something about Kyrie Irving and the Nets being number 5, that should tell you something. But the number 4 team is even more incredible, as young as they are. They made the big trade. The New York Knicks are kicking themselves for not getting this guy. I know I wanted him as a Laker. Donovan Mitchell is a guy. I keep trying to tell people he is a guy. Donovan Mitchell has elevated that Cleveland team, and with the Mobley brothers, especially Evan Mobley. And you know what I'm saying? They got Jared Allen. They got Garland. Their team is there. They're young. I think they keep Kevin Love on the team just for that veteran stuff, like Udonis Haslem's 55-year-old butt still with Miami Heat. You know what I mean? So, but Cleveland, I think you're a year or so away. Hopefully, we'll trade to get some of those young pieces and give you LeBron. That'd be great. I'd love that. Um, but the Nets, like I said, they were number 5. Kevin Durant's about to come back. They're about to come back. They got a rookie on their team named Cam Thomas, who had 3 straight 40-point games. 3 straight. You know what I'm saying? They got Dorian Finley Smith from Dallas in the trade, and they got Dinwiddie, who are both great players. Dorian is a 2-way player, wing player, one of the best wing players out there, good defender. Dinwiddie can put up buckets. We already know he can, what he can do. Then you got the Curry. You got Curry, Mills, and Joe Harris from UVA that can bang threes. You know what I mean? Ben Simmons, if he can ever get his head out of his butt, he can actually be a player. And then they got Claxton. The Nets can still be good. When Kevin Durant comes back, this might be a blessing in disguise because he can beat Kevin Durant and utilize the rest of the players to fill their roles. And you got draft pick capital. Who knows? They might make a trade before tomorrow to get another veteran piece. I don't know. We'll see. Westbrook, who just got traded, he might get bought out by Utah. So he might be free to go anywhere. Who knows if KD wants him to come back. I don't know. We'll see. But I think the Nets are a contender still. The Nets, I would put them as probably the 4th one over Cleveland just because of KD. Just because of KD. But then going after that, we got Miami, who's number 6. I think they're too old. Kyle Lowry and Butler, I think they're too old. I think they're done. The New York Knicks are the New York Knicks. I don't think you could ever be a star team when your number 1 player is Julius Randle. He's not a number 1. I don't even know if he's a 2. You know what I mean? Atlanta, Ice Trey needs help. You're not getting him anywhere. But the biggest team that's a disappointment to me is Chicago. Chicago, you got Levine, you got DeRozan, you got Vucevic. You got these guys on your team. You got Caruso. You got players. I think the key to it all, just like it happened last year when he got hurt, Lonzo Ball. And unfortunately, Lonzo Ball cannot stay healthy. I just feel like his whole career is going to be like this. Now, his brother, on the other hand, he's a beast. I'm not talking about the dude that couldn't make it in the G League. I'm talking about Melo, baby. Melo for the Hornets. He's going to be the one. I think we all knew he was going to be the one. He had that certain kind of, you know what I'm saying, to him. I think he's going to be the one. But Lonzo, if they can't get Lonzo figured out, Chicago, you need to make a trade before tomorrow and get something for Levine, get something for somebody, to make something happen because you got too much talent on the team to be all the way at the bottom like that. That's horrible. But jumping to the West, a team that I'm scared of, that I never give any credit to, two straight time MVP, the Joker. He's out here still killing. He's leading the team in points, assists, and rebounds. But their team is so deep. Jamal Murray's healthy. They got Porter Jr. They got Aaron from Orlando, and they got him. I mean, their team is good. Their coach is great. He's a Spurs prodigy. Wasn't he the coach for Denver? Yeah, I always got to give them credit because I got respect for the Spurs, their coaching staff and stuff like that. Because Booyah Holtz or whatever from Milwaukee was a Spurs assistant too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, Poppy doing things. Poppy doing things. But Denver, number one in the West, 38-17. They're right there for the best record in the NBA. The number two team is the one that makes me worried the most. Memphis Grizzlies are 33-21. We saw them coming last year. They were coming. They pushed Golden State. Ja Morant got hurt. Ja Morant is probably most must-see TV. I think he might be the most must-see TV player in the NBA today. Unfortunately, as we keep saying, the past year or so, his father's always at every game in the front row with his red solo cup and his dark sunglasses, thinking that he is all that. And hey, I'm a proud dad too, but there's a time and place to be that kind of proud. Because Ja Morant, you are not hood, you are not ghetto, you are not none of that. So all these people in your entourage you got out here following people, following teams, cars driving by, they think guns are involved. Stop it now, dude. Stop it. They compare you to AI, Allen Iverson, and he had to learn the same way. Because he came in there with an entourage too and had to learn the hard way. Get rid of that. Calm your dad down. Calm him down. You know what I'm saying? Tell him to stop living his life through you. I'm sure he put in hard work to help get you there, but let's keep you there, bruh. Let's keep you there. You're on the verge of getting a $200 million contract. Don't blow it, buddy, over some stupid thing of you having a gun in a car driving by somewhere. Come on, man. Be smart, bro. Be smart. The number three team, I have no thought process about it all. Sacramento. They're the Sacramento Queens. I'll never like them ever, being a Laker fan. De'Aaron Fox, cool. Sabonis. Harrison Barnes is your number three guy. I remember him winning a championship with Golden State, 10 years ago? You played at USC. I hated you then. You're frauds. Sacramento, you're frauds. I don't think you're not going to be anything. But the team that I am scared of is our little brother, the LA Clippers. They're 31-26, but they've won 8 out of their last 10. Kawhi Leonard is healthy. PG-13 is right there. Kawhi Leonard missed a bunch of time and everything. He's healthy now. That team, John Wall's on the team too. I'm nervous about them going forward. I hope they wind up playing Denver in the playoffs so one of them can lose. The number 5 team is another team that is scary, that people don't forget about them. You know what I'm saying? They Eminem out here. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about them. They're 30-26, but they've won 8 out of the last 10. Chris Paul, how's he going to deal with almost getting traded? Same way Ayton did last year about not getting his contract, but they're both there. Don't forget, Booker missed 5 weeks, 24 games he missed. Now he's back. Now they've won 8 out of 10, and they're rolling. They're number 5. And I think they're going to creep all the way back up to be the contender that they were last year. So be careful with them. Clippers and Suns are the teams that I think that I worry about the most to compete with Denver. Going after that, Dallas Mavericks, who just made the blockbuster trade. They got Kyrie. Only problem is they got Luka too. You got 2 guys that want the ball all the time to have the ball in their hand. Now, Kyrie's played with some guys like that, like LeBron, James Harden. But what's Luka going to do? Luka's still injured. Kyrie's playing his first game tonight against the Clipper team that I'm talking about that's so powerful. And they're out here beating them 45-27 right now. So maybe they are doing something. I don't know. I was worried about their depth. But if they put it into the Clippers like I'm seeing right now, who knows what might happen? The bigger question would be the extension. What's going to happen? Kyrie already said he wanted to be a Laker. He made it clear before. Dallas, Mark Cuban put all his eggs in the basket right there, trying to get him, all because he needs Luka to stay. But is that going to be enough for him to stay? Or is he going to come be a LA Laker with us next year? We'll see what's going to happen. But Luka, I don't know. I mean, it's a great owner to play for. You made it to the Western Conference Finals last year, which I have no idea how. And then you add a Kyrie to the mix. If anybody can make it work, it's those two because they're so highly intelligent IQ basketball players. It's going to be fun to watch. Fun to watch those two guys. Behind them is Golden State. They're dealing with injuries everywhere. I think their biggest problem was they should have traded Wiseman when nobody knew that he sucked. Now everybody knows he stinks, and they ain't gonna get nothing for him. Jordan Poole's not living up to his contract. I don't know. My biggest team that could be on the rise, and it's a disappointment, is the Pelicans. They were on fire. Zion was killing. He was selected to be an all-star starter. But guess what? He's hurt again. Hurt again. They have only played 10 games with him, CJ, and BI all together. 10 games. That's it. But they're right there still. Zion's going to be reevaluated after the All-Star break. If he comes back and that team gets back together like they were, they could be scary. Because we thought last year they could be scary. I wouldn't want to play him in a series if everybody's healthy. But with Zion, is he ever going to be healthy enough to get him there? I don't know. I don't think you should have gave him that extension. We talked about it before on the Raw show. You should have got him while he was hot and traded him for something else. You could have probably got the farm for him. The rest of the teams, Minnesota, you made that trade for Rudy Gobert. You gave away all these draft picks. What are you doing? Now Utah's got all these draft picks. Tons of draft picks. Now they got more in the trade than they just did. But to get to the team that matters the most, it's my team, the Lakers. The Lakers are 4 games behind the number 6 seed, but they're number 13. They're not even in the play-in game. That's how horrible they are. And they had the 3rd easiest schedule up to date in the NBA. And you still suck? Only thing that makes it worse is now you're playing the hardest schedule the rest of the way. Granted, you made the trade. You got D'Lo. We got D'Lo. We got Vanderbilt. And we got Beasley. We got guards. My boy Brandon said we got too many guards. But I don't care. We got shooting. We got some shooting out there because Westbrook couldn't make nothing else. Nobody can make anything out there. Maybe it'll make a difference. Maybe it won't. Maybe D'Lo is just there for the rest of the year so we can get rid of his expiring contract and get that guy Kyrie. Who knows? I would rather just get rid of LeBron so I can actually cheer for my team the way I want to. I'm tired of cheering for them and hate LeBron at the same time. So that's the way I'm looking at it right now with the East and West. This is the first episode of NBA. We'll do a whole lot of NBA talk. This is just a prelude to a lot of things that are going on. I think it's gonna be fun after this All-Star break because there's so many teams that can contend. There's not one team that's head and shoulders above the others. So I'm excited about that very much so. Uh-oh, the producer's checking me down for something. What's going on, producer?
Oh, I mean, if you're going to throw the Spurs in there, too, yeah.
The Spurs have the 2nd worst basketball record in the NBA. So,
I
enjoy. Yeah, I mean, you can't go much further than second to last. You can't go to last.
Rise.
I mean, I guess they could. They're on the rise.
Hey,
from second to last. I don't know. And you got the ugliest uniforms. You got the boringest team. The Riverwalk is the worst. The town sucks. Everything. I am a Spurs hater. You're right.
Just hating.
But I'll tell you what I do love, though. I love thanking all the patrons. I love thanking all the patrons. You know what I'm saying? We've got 5 already. And if you want to see your name on there, and you loved what you heard, you want to support us and get us to continue to grow, you get exclusive hot takes. I'll put one on there today to surprise some people. I love having fun with it. I'm just learning how to get into it. I do some funny videos. I plan on doing all kinds of stuff live out elsewhere as soon as things pop up. Only these people right there are gonna be able to see what we put on there, and it ain't gonna just be me. It's gonna be behind the scenes. Everybody on the Raw show, you see me and the producer cutting up. Fun times. Little bit of money. You get to see your name. Who doesn't like to see their name on every episode? Come on, bro. Ain't nothing like that. Real quick, it's in our description. Click the link. Say you support us, and we roll. So here we go. I'm gonna take one quick drink real quick. It's hot down here in the basement today. I don't know. I'm going to give you my Terrell's thought, and we're going to talk about nothing but the King, who just surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to be the all-time scoring champion. Here we go. All right. Before I get to what I want to say about him, LeBron James just was interviewed. He was interviewed after this, and he was talking about, well, whether it's here or somewhere else, I could play somewhere else. I'm all for that. But I think what he's trying to say indirectly is if they don't build a team around me and give me all these stars and I can win another ring to chase Jordan, I want to leave. But really, the ultimate thing is he wants to play with his son Bronny. He's made that clear. He wants to be on the same team as him. And cool for you, man. Great job, Dad. You're a great dad, ultimate dad. You want to play with your son. Unfortunately, your son sucks, and he's not going to make it to the NBA, dude. I don't know what you think you're smoking, dude. This dude is not no star. He's not nothing. He's one dimension. I mean, he can do. He's okay. He's okay. He's only up here because he's LeBron James Jr., dude. Come on. You don't think when he gets in the NBA, if he even got to the G League, they're going to smoke him and eat him? Are you serious? I want to play with him? What do you mean you want to play with him? How are you going to play with him? He's sorry. He's sorry. NBA standards, I mean. No disrespect. Because in Terrell's final thought, I did say LeBron James is the best basketball player in the NBA. He is the best player in the NBA. Ever. Right? Ever. LeBron James is the best. But as the years pass and generations change, the games elevate. You know what I'm saying? People can train differently. There's more ways to learn different things. And of course, the way the NBA just lets there be no defense. They just allow you to do anything you want to do. And the science in the world to be able to get healed, get your body better, learning how to train and eat things better to prolong your career, and all these different mechanisms to do all these different things. Your life knowledge, everything changes with each generation. Everybody's faster, stronger, fitter, wiser, right? Every time we go on, this is what goes on. So when I say that you are the best player ever in the NBA, that has a lot to do with all the things that I just said, buddy. Can you imagine Michael Jordan playing in today's game where you can't even breathe on him? Are you serious? Michael Jordan was getting beat up. Literally beat up. They had Jordan rules that they were knocking him to the ground every time he went to the hole, and he still wound up being the best. Can you imagine me playing today's game? And even so, I know Kobe played with LeBron at certain times. He ain't played his whole career with these rules and with this generation of science and knowledge and everything else. Let him play his whole career like that. Who knows? So going with that, those two guys had something that you can't teach. It doesn't matter about the generation. They got that, they got that mentality of, that LeBron would never have. So yes, LeBron, you are the best basketball player in NBA history. You are going to have every statistical category thing that you need. The eye test is going to say you physically should be and look like it and everything else. But you'll never, ever be the greatest. The greatest is way too far away for you, buddy. Long ways away. Greatest ever basketball players, you will not even make that top 5, buddy. Sorry. Because stats can be manipulated. And like I said, generations and everything else going on. Sorry. I'm just looking at it that way. You've lost too many times with too much. With way too much. That's my Terrell's final thought. I had to get y'all. It made me sick to my stomach even saying he was the best NBA player ever. But, hey, so what? You're the best player ever. Hey, you ain't the greatest. You're not the greatest. That's why I had to rock the 824 Relative Sports Talk Kobe jump. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can sit on the sidelines. Especially you, buddy. You can really sit on the sidelines. I gave you your love. Now you're out of here. Relative Sports Talk episode 156. It's the coach, the host, Terrell, and the producer, Jared. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Don't forget, you like what you see? Be a patron like these guys. And support us. And let us keep elevating and elevating and elevating. We might get so high, I might have LeBron on here. Okay, we ain't getting that high. But anyway, thank y'all for checking us out. Appreciate it. Check us out Friday night. We're doing a Super Bowl special with the fellas who can get on. It's going to be good. Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl ins and outs, prop bets, who's gonna win, why, who we want to win. We're gonna dive into all of it and have fun with it because it is the Super Bowl. We don't really care about Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? She can fly away with her umbrella. Ella, Ella, A. All right, guys. Thank y'all.